Hi, welcome to BG Vocals. My name is Billy Gollner, and I am the head of bgvocals.com. I'm a professional singer and voice teacher based in Vancouver, Canada. In today's video, we are going to be going over the top 10 mistakes to avoid making with singing. Before we get started, please click like and click on the subscribe button. Next to the subscribe button, you'll see a little bell notification. Click on that, and you will receive a notification every time I post a new video. Number 1, change the key of the song. A lot of times people can become obsessed with what the original key of a song is, and they don't want to bruise their ego by having to lower the key or raise the key. But I promise you, change the key of the song. Artists even change the keys of their own songs. For example, Beyoncé sings Halo in A major in the recording and A flat major in her live performances. Ed Sheeran, the original recording of Thinking Out Loud is in D major. When he performs it in C major, sometimes even as low as B major. We're talking a whole tone difference. And you might be thinking, okay, I'm a musical theater performer. Well, I don't have the option of changing the keys. In the Book of Mormon, I Believe is originally written in F major, but when Gavin Creel performed it, he did it in E major. In rock and roll music, Livin' on a Prayer is originally written in G major, and that's what the original recording is in. When Bon Jovi sings it live, he sings it a semitone lower in G flat major, and he doesn't go for the high notes. So if the original artist is changing the keys of their songs, you have permission to change the key as well when you sing it. Furthermore, one of the greatest artists of all time, Whitney Houston, at the peak of her career, changed the key of I Will Always Love You from A major, which is the original recording, into A flat major for her live performance. It is not a mark of a bad singer to change the key of a song. It doesn't mean that they can't do it. It means that they're a professional. Professional singers make sure that they're putting songs into keys that showcase their voice. It's not just about showing off your greatest high note every day. It's about making sure that your voice sounds excellent all the time. So sometimes you gotta change the key of the song. Number 2, higher is not better. And stop obsessing about range. So many people are obsessed with, my range needs to go from this pitch to this pitch, or I need to be able to sing this note. What's more important to an audience is how well your voice sounds overall, from the top to the bottom. They don't necessarily care if you're singing an F or an E or an E flat or even a D. What they do care about is, how is this person singing? Are they connected to the lyrics? Does it sound nice? People, unless they have perfect pitch, which would be a very low, less than 1% minority of your audience, no one's going to know if you change the key of the song. No one's going to know if you're singing it slightly lower. Number 3, don't be afraid to work on your technique. There's a myth out there that singing lessons are going to ruin your voice or they're going to turn you into an opera singer. And I understand where that fear comes from, because you as an artist have a very strong identity of how you want your voice to be. A good voice teacher is going to take the skill set you already have and give you more tools so you can be more expressive as an artist. So don't be afraid of building upon your technique and working with a voice teacher. If you do end up with a voice teacher who only wants to work on classical technique with you and repertoire, find a better teacher. Find someone who's going to help you meet your goals. Number 4, check your volume. A lot of times people are singing too loud or too quiet. Now, without getting too much into specifics, generally people are way too loud on the high notes. This has a tendency to cause flatting of the pitches and making the throat overly tighten up. Similarly, sometimes people are too quiet and they're trying to sing up high and they're just a little bit too quiet. So try to find that healthy balance where you're not too loud, but you're also not too quiet. But most of the time, you're probably too loud. Number 5, be careful with what you see online. There is so much misinformation online about singing. And I know you might be thinking, well, what separates you from those people? Just gotta trust me on this one. There is a lot of generic information out there about singing. The more specific the information is about your voice, the better. You can't learn to sing from a pre-recorded vocal warm-up that was made by somebody who's never heard you sing. A voice teacher has to work specifically with the voice that is with them at that moment. That's why I can't record a vocal warm-up just for general medium male voices for baritones, because every baritone is going to have different technical things they need to be working on. And what might be great for one voice is going to be something that might be horrible for another voice. So make sure that the information that you're consuming can be applied specifically to you, or isn't somebody just trying to make money off of you very quickly by selling you a recording or making you join their course, but isn't necessarily going to help you with specific instruction. Number 6, take care of your voice outside of singing. So many times people will come into lessons or a recording session and their voice will sound tired because they were in a loud place the night before. There is something called the Lombard effect. The way that the Lombard effect works is your ears hear a loud sound and your brain automatically tunes out the background noise and increases the volume of the speaking voice. What this does is you'll be in a restaurant and you'll feel like your voice is a little bit tired after speaking. But you were just at a restaurant, it wasn't that loud. In reality, what felt like speaking at the restaurant was actually screaming, and that's why your voice feels tired. This is why after you've gone to a concert, even if you didn't scream, but you were just talking to your friends, or you were at maybe an athletic adventure like an NHL game, your voice feels tired the next day. It's because what felt like talking was screaming. Furthermore, things like smoking, anything, drinking alcohol, eating excessively before bed, that might cause acid reflux. You gotta take care of your voice. If you don't take care of your voice outside of singing, it's gonna show up because your singing voice is an extension of your speaking voice. Number 7, warm up before you sing. As a voice teacher, I record a vocal warm-up for all of my students every week they come into their lesson. They get a new recording. And I tell them, click play and sing along with that before you sing. If you don't have a voice teacher, make sure you find a way to warm up your voice before you sing. It is so important. You wouldn't run a marathon. You wouldn't do any athletic activity without warming up. Singing should be no different. We are vocal athletes. Number 8, watch your registration. So often people will bring a belty song in and they'll want to sing it in their head voice. If you're going to sing Defying Gravity from Wicked, you can't do it in your head voice. The audience will go, something is wrong with this performance, right? Furthermore, you can't belt an operatic piece. It would be obscene. So it's very important to pay attention to, is this song in chest voice? Is this song in head voice? Is this song in mix? What is the expectation from the audience? And artistically, how am I going to deliver this material? Refer back to Rule 1 if you need to. Change the key of the song. There is no shame in lowering the key of a song so that you can keep it in an appropriate registration throughout. However, I ask that you please never sing I Will Always Love You in head voice, because that would be pretty jarring for an audience, regardless of how beautiful your soprano voice is. Number 9, don't obsess over pitch. Yes, pitch is very important, and it matters that you are able to sing in tune. However, the human voice is an imperfect instrument. There is always going to be a slight fluctuation and variation in pitch. Auto-tune exists not because singers are a joke or singers need auto-tune, but because the human voice is constantly in and out of tune. Each pitch can be divided into 100 cents, and the voice is always a tiny little bit above or below the pitches. The vocal folds produce sound by stretching, and as they thin out, the pitch goes higher, and then when they come back, the pitch goes lower. So similar to a guitar or a violin, the human voice is never absolutely perfectly in tune. Furthermore, did you know that auto-tune or Melodyne or many of the other names that it goes by is also used on pretty much every other instrument? It's not just the human voice that is auto-tuned in recordings. The reason why it's important to not obsess over pitch is mostly a subconscious process. Here's how pitch works. Our ears detect a vibration. Fish have what we call primitive ears. So if you look at the side of a fish, they have a soft spot on the side of their head. This detects vibrations in the water. Our ears have evolved to detect vibrations. The ear detects a vibration. This sends a message to the brain, which is acknowledging the pitch. Our brain sends a message down to the vocal folds saying stretch this certain length, and then we produce air underneath the vocal folds. They start hitting together. That creates a sound wave. Sound wave comes up and out of the vocal tract. That is how pitch happens. So that is mostly a subconscious process. Have you ever been writing or taking a test or working on your computer at work and a boss comes behind your shoulder or a teacher comes and looks over at what you're writing and then you start making mistakes? When you make a subconscious process conscious, you're more likely to make mistakes. So try not to obsess too much about pitch. Singers are inherently imperfect. That's the nature of our instrument. So try not to obsess about pitch. Once again, pitch is important, and work with a voice teacher on improving your vocal technique and your ear training and your musicianship, but don't obsess about pitch to the point that it destroys your love of performing or negatively impacts your ability to sing on pitch. Number 10, don't assume that you're doing everything wrong. So often people will come into singing lessons or a consultation and they will just assume that they're doing everything wrong. There is only one real rule with singing, and that is it shouldn't hurt. Beyond that, everything is a suggestion. If singing doesn't hurt, then you're doing something right. There are ways to improve and make your singing more efficient, but if it doesn't hurt, you're on the right direction. If you follow that golden rule, you'll be in pretty good shape for a while. This was a really quick video. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Once again, please like and subscribe. I post a new video every week. My name is Billy Gollner. I'm a professional singer and voice teacher based in Vancouver, Canada. I teach from my private home studio in Vancouver, but I also teach online via Zoom, Skype, and FaceTime. If you're interested in looking into a private lesson with me, you can email me at billygollnermusic@gmail.com, or you can check out my website, bgvocals.com. Thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future. Peace!